All right, now that the majority of people are out of this room, I really think we should address the elephant in the room. Raise your hand if you thought these were my real lashes. You did? You did? Okay, three people. Thank you for being honest. So for those people that rose their hands, you're completely wrong. These are false lashes, or other known as falsies. So if you knew what falsies were, you're like, oh yeah, I know what falsies are, then you're gonna know a little bit more about the makeup industry than the people that have no idea what falsies were, even if it was a word in the first place. So, hi, I'm Jocelyn Meza. I'm a journalism major with an emphasis in writing and publishing. And today I'm gonna be talking about journalism methods in the makeup industry. So I'm gonna have to sort of break it up and organize it. We're gonna do two sections. The first part is gonna be me sharing a little bit of my story of how I grew up to love storytelling, to eventually journalism, and how everything between involved makeup some way, in shape or form. And then the second part, I'm actually gonna go more into how journalism methods are specifically used and utilized effectively within writing, photography, and video. So, and as we go about that, you have to understand that the story may vary. I know it can be ambiguous like the makeup industry, but you can see through the examples that I show, it can go through critiquing a product, makeup product, or revealing when the product will show up from a certain makeup brand, and those are just a couple examples that we'll hit through this presentation. So let's start with a little bit about me. These are two of the photos I took. That was a photo of obviously taken of me. But for the first photo, it kind of reminds me of when I was 4 years old, when I would go to Catholic church. I would literally sit in the pews, but then I would directly turn around, stare at the people behind me, and say, listen to me, I'm gonna deliver the news to you. But because it's a church setting, you're probably thinking, oh, the good news, the Bible, Jesus Christ, the one that we all know and love. But in reality, I was thinking I was delivering the news that was groundbreaking. I'm like, no, listen to me, I have to give you this information right now, right at this moment, it is urgent. And this was when I was 4 years old. I had no idea what an anchor woman was. I was never in a studio. I didn't even know what lights were. I was like, what? But at such a young age, at 4, I knew I wanted to tell stories. And I didn't know in what way or what form, but I just knew that it was something I really wanted to do. And as I grew up later on, and I turned 13, my mom bought me my first bottle of mascara. And to this day, every time I open up a bottle of mascara and I smell it, I can't help but smile. It's kind of creepy, but people like gasoline smells. I can like mascara smells, so I'll do me. But it's just such a fond memory because that was the very first makeup product I ever applied, and I remember just only using it for special occasions, and now I go all out, and I'm like, every day's a special occasion. So, and as one can assume too, at 13 years old, I would be the only one showing up to class with spider leg eyelashes and really pink bubblegum blush because I used it as a bronzer and everything else. But as I got older, I learned how to apply makeup better, and by 16 years old, in high school, people knew me as the girl wanting to go to college to study journalism and that always had great eyeliner. I was involved in announcements, in the morning announcements, that girl in the intercom that did the Pledge of Allegiance, I was that girl. I was the anchor woman for my journalism club podcasts. I thought that was really cool because it was the very first podcast we had ever done in my school, Pacific High School in San Bernardino. Quick shout out. But now that I've come to college, I have really dived into makeup more so than I ever thought was even possible in reality. I got my own job and I didn't have to rely on my mom to buy whatever mascara was available at Walmart. And I started getting into the media behind makeup. I started watching YouTube videos when I should have been doing homework late at night. And I just really appreciate, with my journalism background, with the practical skills I have learned in class, how these skills have really been utilized and effectively utilized in a way that gives the makeup industry a better name for itself. Bear with me. As we move along, I'm going to talk about these skills specifically within writing, video, and photography. And I understand that these skills are not just used within the makeup industry. They're also used within sports journalism, entertainment journalism, and so forth. But I really just want to highlight how the makeup industry does it, because I feel like it's sort of left out on the back burner. So we're going to start off with writing. So I really wanted to give an example of writing. This is a simple article that's by Allure on their online platform. There are many news outlets that cover food, art, culture, but I just really love how there are magazines and news outlets that specifically dive into makeup, fashion, stuff like that. So this is an example of writing. And right here, right off the bat, you could see in the second paragraph, this week, Urban Decay announced via Instagram the launch details of the Backtalk palette, the brand's latest addition to their family of cheeky cool palettes, will officially drop March 8th in store and online at Sephora and will go for $46. So instantly you can see that the 5 W's are included, and I think it's such a simple journalism tactic, but it's so vital because with that, it gives you this information straight off the bat. It's telling me who's doing this palette. Oh, okay, Urban Decay. When is it dropping? How much will it be? It gives me that information. They don't bury the lead, which is sometimes kind of annoying in other journalism articles, but it gives me the information. And then another thing, it gives me sources. It gives me quotes, like who's saying this? Why can I believe this? And it quotes Urban Decay, and then it quotes another, later on in the article, Moon Trend. It's this other Instagram handle that specifically covers makeup news. It literally says that on the profile, and I thought that was amazing because I feel like there needs to be more of that because I really like it and I'm passionate about it. So those are just two of the things that journalism tactics within writing that is used in the makeup industry. Second is photography. These are both of my pictures. That's my roommate, Chelsea. I did her makeup. But photography is so important, and within my photojournalism class, the 3 things that I learned that are so vital every single time you take a picture is correct lighting, composition, and moment capture. You always have to think about that. It's just so vital. And for correct lighting, you can see that the lamp is sort of in the mirror, but it's kind of cool because then it shows you, like, it kind of illuminates the palettes. And lighting is so important because if the lighting is too dim or it's way too bright, that's going to affect the colors of the palette. That's going to affect the colors of the lipstick. And it's literally gonna change. You literally have to have good lighting so you can literally show the true colors of the makeup. And that's what you want to express to have like that good story, because you don't want to, false advertise or anything like that. And for composition, there's like different things you can do. For example, I like using area convergence for everything in my photojournalism class. There can be a brush, a fluffy brush, and it can be right smack dab in the middle of the picture and it's instantly boring. Or you can have the fluffy part in the area of convergence and instantly just makes the picture better, more interesting, and it captures the eye. And for moment capture, this is extremely relevant when the makeup is on a model. No one's gonna wanna see a picture of a model with really great highlight, awesome foundation, great lipstick while eating a burrito. That's not usually what we see in ads, or having a model mid-sneeze. That's a moment and you captured that moment, but that's not the moment you want to capture in order to portray that makeup story. You want to portray your makeup as something elegant, something classy, usually something positive. So that's really important too. And so for this last one right here is B-roll. I think this is one of the most important things the makeup industry has adopted, because it makes things less boring instantly. It's amazing because you think of a reporter, it's like, here, brought to you live at whatever so-and-so place in Long Beach where a car accident has happened. And instantly she's talking about it, but there's B-roll during it. It's not just her talking for the whole thing, because if it was really her talking for that, like the whole 5 minutes, I bet you people would be changing the channel within 30 seconds or even less, because they want to see something else. Like, don't just tell me, show me. And that's, I think, what's really cool about the makeup industry. They understand we can't just simply talk about the makeup. We got to show them. Let's demonstrate it. Let's illustrate it to enhance our story of whatever we're trying to communicate with this product and whatever you want to show. So Nikki Tutorials is one probably like very famous makeup artist and blogger, influencer. She has a lot of followers on Instagram, and she's really great with these videos. Sometimes they're even, what's it called, 30 seconds, because they're so fast. They start with foundation to everything in between and then end with lip application, just to show how much editing there is, and you still see it on Instagram really fast. But it takes a lot of time, because originally she probably put it on YouTube, and that's just the shortened version of it. So I really like this video of her talking about the KKW Beauty Mario collection. That's, if you don't know KKW, that's the Kim Kardashian's line, which is pretty cool. She's an entrepreneur, so if she has money to do it, good for her. So this is Nikki Tutorials, Nikki just talking with the blank face. She doesn't have any makeup on whatsoever, because she's explaining what the video is going to be about, which is great. Some YouTubers make the mistake of just having the entire video either without a beat face or with the beat face, and just getting the product and talking about it. Like, I really love this product, look how creamy it is. And it's literally them just talking for 20 minutes. Now, I know this because I've watched some, because I'm crazy and I have, I guess, the time for it. And I love makeup. But instantly, when a YouTuber decides to get the actual picture of the product in B-roll and talk about it with like the voiceover, it instantly gratifies me. I'm like, yes, give me more. And I know I'm not the only one. And that's what's just really cool about YouTubers like Nikki Tutorials. They understand that to better enhance their stories, they gotta use something else. They gotta be able to use, maybe they're not aware that it's a journalism tactic, but it doesn't matter, because it kind of is already, because it's embedded in that. It started long ago. So when she talks about the eyeshadow palette, she opens it up and she's talking about it. When she's talking about the lipstick that is included in the collection, she like twists it and shows you the color, or she swatches it on her hand. It's a whole show, it's a story, and I think that's just really important to demonstrate. And I think that's why I am so drawn to makeup and just storytelling in general, because, I don't know, it's just really gratifying. And I think as humans, as creatures that are created by God, we love stories. And I'm pretty sure that's why he made the Bible. And I hope that this has given you some insight as to why I love journalism, as to why I love makeup, and since at a young age. And I know in the beginning I said that I have false eyelashes, and I'm proud of it, but I am also proud to say that my passion for these things is not false. Thank you.